After 70, 5 harsh truths you must accept for a peaceful and happy life. As we get older, the world around us changes, and along with it, so do we. Aging isn't just about the number of years we've lived. It's about how we adapt to the reality of life as we grow older. After 70, many of us find ourselves reflecting on the past, looking at what we've accomplished, what we've lost, and perhaps most importantly, what lies ahead. It's a time that brings clarity, but also a sense of bittersweet truth. There are certain things that become undeniable as we age, truths that, while harsh, hold the key to living a peaceful and fulfilled life in our later years. The idea is not to dwell on the negative, but to accept these truths with grace and understanding. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it means embracing the new version of life that comes after 70, with strength, resilience, and joy. You might find that some of these truths hit close to home, but they are universal. Everyone who has reached this stage of life has to face them in one form or another. The truth is, growing older is not for the faint of heart, but it can be beautiful if you learn to make peace with it. It's about finding new ways to appreciate the small moments, shifting your mindset, and letting go of unrealistic expectations you once had. Aging teaches us valuable lessons that only time can provide. As you listen to these truths, I want you to remember one thing. It's not about what you lose, it's about what you gain. The wisdom you acquire, the peace you find in letting go of things you can't control, and the joy that still exists in every new day. These truths will challenge you, but they will also guide you to a life that's not just about surviving after 70, but truly living. Let's dive into these harsh but enlightening truths, and together, let's uncover how to live a happy and peaceful life after 70. Because the best years aren't always the ones that came before. They're the ones waiting for you now. Truth 1. Your body will not be the same. One of the first and most undeniable truths we must face after 70 is that our bodies will change. It's not just the few extra wrinkles or the silver strands of hair that come with aging. It's more than that. Your body will no longer have the same strength, endurance, or flexibility it once did. Those long walks, the spontaneous runs, and even the tasks that used to feel effortless, lifting something heavy, bending down, or staying active throughout the day, might begin to feel more challenging. It's something no one can escape, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's a natural part of life. But here's the key: acceptance. Accepting that your body has its limitations doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're learning to work with it rather than against it. The goal is not to fight the inevitable changes, but to adapt, adjust, and find new ways to maintain your health and well-being. Yes, you may not be able to do everything you used to, but that doesn't mean you can't still find joy in movement. You might have to be kinder to yourself, to listen more carefully to your body's needs, and to acknowledge that what worked for you in your youth may no longer be the right approach. Consider this. Instead of focusing on what you can't do, focus on what you can. You might not be able to run a marathon anymore, but you can still enjoy long, leisurely walks through the park, feel the sun on your face, and appreciate the nature around you. Maybe a gentle yoga class or swimming could offer the low-impact movement your body craves, without straining yourself. It's about finding new ways to stay active, even in the face of aging. And remember, it's not just about physical activity. Taking care of your health in other ways, by eating well, getting enough sleep, and managing stress, becomes even more important. It's these small, daily actions that will help you maintain your strength and mobility for as long as possible. Aging is a shift in perspective, where self-care isn't just a matter of looking good, it's about feeling good, inside and out. Your body may not be what it once was, but it's still your greatest asset. Embrace it, treat it kindly, and honor it for all the years of service it has given you. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting and discovering new ways to live fully, with gratitude for the strength that your body still provides. Truth 2. People you love may not be around forever. As you grow older, you'll inevitably face the reality that some of the people you love may not be around forever. Whether it's family members, friends, or even pets, the truth is that time takes a toll on everyone, and those relationships that have been your foundation for years may start to change. The loss of loved ones, whether through death, distance, or just natural life changes, is one of the toughest aspects of aging. It's a fear that many people harbor as they approach their later years, and rightfully so. But while the pain of loss is something we all must face, it's also an opportunity to reshape how we view relationships. It's natural to feel the weight of loneliness when those closest to you are no longer physically present. However, this truth doesn't have to be entirely bleak. In fact, it can open up space for you to connect in deeper, more meaningful ways with the people still in your life, and even create new connections. You might feel a certain sadness when you realize that people around you may not live forever, but this is also a reminder to cherish every moment you still have with them. Appreciate the time you spend together, whether it's a simple phone call, a meal shared, or a long overdue visit. Time with loved ones becomes more precious, and as you accept that nothing lasts forever, you may find yourself savoring these moments in ways you never did before. It's also important to acknowledge that it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to feel sadness over these changes. Loss is a part of life, and it's normal to experience feelings of fear and uncertainty. But over time, it becomes possible to find peace with it. Grief doesn't have a set timeline, and while the absence of those we love will always leave a mark, learning to live with that loss rather than being consumed by it is part of the process. Building new relationships in your later years is another key element in adjusting to this truth. While you might miss the people who have passed on or drifted away, you can still form new bonds. Whether through a hobby, a community group, or even reconnecting with old friends, it's never too late to find new people to share experiences with. These new connections won't replace the ones you've lost, but they will help fill the spaces left behind, allowing you to continue building meaningful relationships in the present. This truth is about learning to love and live in the moment. It's about cherishing the relationships that are still in your life and understanding that, although loss is painful, it's a natural part of the cycle of life. As you face the inevitable changes that come with age, you will also learn that love transcends time, and that the people who have touched your life will remain with you in your heart forever. Truth 3. Time becomes your most precious resource. When you're younger, it's easy to take time for granted. There's always more of it to come, always something else to do, some other milestone to reach, some other day to achieve your goals. But after 70, time becomes something far more precious. It's not just a ticking clock, it's a finite resource, and with each passing day, it feels a little more precious. Suddenly, you realize that time isn't unlimited, and that's when the true value of it starts to sink in. For many people, the realization that time is limited can lead to feelings of regret or anxiety. I haven't done everything I wanted to do, or I should have made different choices. It's easy to dwell on missed opportunities, but this kind of thinking only steals your peace. The truth is, the time you have left is just as valuable as the time that's already passed. It's all about how you choose to use it. One of the most important shifts you can make is to stop trying to do everything. After 70, life becomes about quality, not quantity. You no longer need to be running around trying to accomplish 100 things. Instead, prioritize what truly matters to you. Think about the experiences that make you feel most alive, the relationships that bring you joy, and the moments that leave you with a sense of fulfillment. Is it spending time with family? Is it reading a book by the fire? Or is it taking a quiet walk in nature? Whatever it is, make time for it. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because there's no such thing. Letting go of regrets is a huge part of this truth. We all have things we wish we had done differently, but those regrets shouldn't hold power over your present. You can't change the past, but you can choose how you live now. Forgiving yourself for mistakes, accepting that you did the best you could at the time, and moving forward is what matters. No matter your age, every moment you live is an opportunity to create something new, something meaningful. And it's not just about doing something, it's about simply being. We often rush through life, thinking that we need to be constantly productive. But after 70, you may find that the most fulfilling moments come not from action, but from quiet reflection, from enjoying stillness, from savoring the present. Time is best spent when you're truly present in it, not looking ahead to the future or dwelling in the past. So, make your time count. Focus on what brings you joy and peace. Spend time with people who uplift you, engage in activities that nourish your soul, and let go of the things that drain you. Time after 70 is precious, but when you learn to appreciate each moment, it becomes a gift that will continue to give you meaning for as long as you're here. Truth 4. Fear of change will never go away, but you can overcome it. Change is one of the few constants in life, and the older we get, the more it seems like everything around us is in flux. Health declines, family dynamics shift, the world around us transforms in ways we sometimes can't keep up with. And as much as we try to resist it, change will continue to happen, even after 70. It's natural to fear change, especially when it feels like the changes are happening to you rather than by you. Perhaps it's the loss of independence, the need to rely on others more than before, or the overwhelming pace of technological advancements that seem out of reach. The fear of change can leave you feeling helpless or anxious, unsure of how to navigate the next chapter of life. But here's the truth: the fear of change will never fully go away. And that's okay. You don't have to be completely fearless to live a fulfilling life after 70. In fact, fear can be a powerful tool. It can alert you to what matters most to you and what you might need to protect or change in your own life. The key isn't to rid yourself of fear, but to learn how to move forward with it. Embracing change with grace means recognizing that you are allowed to feel fear, but not let it control you. Change, as intimidating as it might be, often leads to growth, new opportunities, and deeper wisdom. Consider how many changes you've already navigated in your life. The younger version of yourself may have been afraid of the unknown, but you've already experienced and overcome challenges you didn't think you could. Every stage of life is filled with change, and each one is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and thrive in new ways. In fact, learning to embrace change, rather than resist it, can be one of the most empowering things you do. It allows you to let go of the need for control and step into the flow of life, trusting that you can handle whatever comes next. You may need to let go of certain things, whether it's old habits, ideas, or attachments, but in doing so, you make room for new things to enter your life. Building resilience in the face of change is essential. It's not about bouncing back immediately, but about slowly adjusting and accepting that life is full of ups and downs. Developing emotional strength through mindfulness, talking things out with loved ones, and giving yourself permission to feel before you heal will help you face change with a more balanced approach. One of the most freeing things you can do is to stop trying to control every aspect of life. You don't have to have everything figured out. Life will unfold, and by accepting the changes that come, you'll find a sense of peace that comes from knowing you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way. The fear of change may never disappear, but by facing it with openness and courage, you can move through it, and ultimately, it will lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Change is not the enemy. It's simply part of the dance of life. And after 70, you'll likely find that you're more equipped than ever to embrace it. Truth 5. Happiness is a choice you must make every day. One of the most liberating and empowering truths that comes with aging is the realization that happiness is not something that just happens to you. It's a choice you make every single day. For many, there's a tendency to believe that happiness will come when certain conditions are met. You may think, when I retire, when I finally have the time, or when things settle down, then happiness will naturally follow. But the truth is, happiness doesn't work like that. It's not dependent on external circumstances. It's something you can cultivate right now, regardless of what's going on in your life. After 70, you may find that the days can feel long and the pace of life may slow down in ways you didn't expect. At this stage, it's easy to fall into patterns of negativity, complaining about the past, worrying about the future, or focusing on what's lacking in your life. But here's the catch. You have the power to choose joy, even in the midst of difficulties. You can choose to appreciate the small things, to focus on what's going right, and to make the decision to see life through a lens of gratitude. Choosing happiness doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means deciding to focus on what you do have rather than what you've lost. It's about finding joy in the simple things. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, the sound of laughter from a loved one, or the beauty of a sunset. The older we get, the more we realize that the little moments are often the most fulfilling. And the key to contentment lies in embracing these moments fully. Overcoming negativity is essential to choosing happiness. It's easy to get caught in negative thought patterns, especially when life doesn't go as planned. But by practicing mindfulness, learning to redirect your thoughts, and engaging in activities that make you feel good, whether it's a hobby, spending time with family, or volunteering, you can actively shift your mindset toward positivity. The practice of gratitude is particularly powerful in this regard. Taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're grateful for can completely transform how you view your life. No matter how small, gratitude opens the door to happiness and helps you see the good even in the most challenging circumstances. Happiness is not something you wait for. It's something you create. It's a daily practice, a mindset you nurture with every choice you make. And after 70, the beauty is that you have the wisdom to understand that your happiness is yours to cultivate, not something dependent on external circumstances. Conclusion: embracing life after 70 with grace and gratitude. As we reach our 70s and beyond, It's easy to feel like life has already unfolded, that the best years are behind us, or that the challenges ahead might be too difficult to handle. But these harsh truths we've explored, the changing body, the inevitable losses, the preciousness of time, the constant fear of change, and the daily choice of happiness, are not barriers to a peaceful, fulfilled life. They are opportunities for growth, for acceptance, and for a deeper appreciation of the beauty in our lives. No matter our age, life after 70 is not about what you've lost. It's about what you still have and what you can still experience. The wisdom you've gained over the years equips you to live with more ease, to savor each moment, and to make choices that align with your values and desires. There is peace in accepting the inevitable changes, joy in creating new memories, and contentment in the everyday moments that so often pass unnoticed in our younger years. So embrace these truths with an open heart and mind. Let go of the past, accept the changes, and move forward with grace and strength. Remember that happiness is a choice, and it's never too late to live a life filled with joy, love, and gratitude. The best years of your life may not be the ones that came before. They may very well be the ones waiting for you now. The power to live a peaceful, happy life after 70 lies in your hands. It's up to you to choose how you respond to life's challenges, how you embrace the gifts of aging, and how you move forward each day with hope and positivity. Because in the end, it's not the number of years you live, but the quality of those years that truly matter. And with acceptance, resilience, and a focus on the good, you can create a life that's not just about surviving after 70, but truly thriving,